Camp Righteous is where the Order of the Gauntlet set up a base to quell the undead infestation, but were overrun, effectively. A new camp in a thicker jungle was created afterwards called Camp Vengeance, described later in this series. Now this camp was made alongside what the guides will call the House of the Man and the Crocodile, an ancient shrine which still has its traps set. It kind of has the fleeting appearance of a Chultan warrior sat with a big crocodile mask on, and the landmass it sits against actually houses much of the shrine. But it's actually a statue of a man carrying a crocodile on its back, which is an important clue for how you get past the traps. Alongside this rundown camp where you come to basically look for loot left behind, and perhaps information adding to the whole world setting, is a clan of Batiri goblins, led by Yoka. I personally had the Batiri waiting outside once they exited the shrine, to snatch whatever was found inside, as they won't go in, they believe there's a curse with it. Now it's 2 goblins per PC plus Yoka. That's the base idea, but zombies and skeletons could be called by Yoka. And even an Allosaurus, if you want to throw one in there, also hearing Yoka's noisy call. Now they're not loyal to Yoka, just that, I've heard something, I'll go towards it and kill it. So you could have the Allosaurus on its own side, Yoka and his lot on their own side, and the players on their own side. A 3-way fight with zombies and skeletons also playing a 4th side. Yoka the Goblin boss is AC 17, 21 average health. As a bonus action, he can disengage or hide, makes 2 attacks with its scimitar or javelin, but the second has disadvantage. Scimitar +4, 5 slashing, javelin +2, 3 piercing. Its reaction, it can pull another goblin to take the attack instead as a meat shield. An Allosaurus has AC 13, 51 average health, a speed of 60 feet. It can pounce, knocking you prone, and then make a bite as a bonus action. Its regular bite is +6, 15 piercing damage. Claws +6, 8 slashing. Now let's look at the numbered sections. So number 1, a fire still burns, and 2 tents stand with nothing in really, except a poisonous snake, which you can allow the players to disengage quietly from, or have it surprise attack from inside the tent folds. Area 2, lots of smaller tents. They are slashed by undead, which must have hit very hard and very fast. Now Yoka may have blown his horn back then to instigate this surprise attack. Sprinkle used medkits and blood-soaked bandages around the place. Just a lot of blood splatter, which maybe dinosaurs and undead can smell. So 3 is a shrine to pray to Tom, where a silver holy symbol still dangles in this area that was sadly burnt by knocked over lanterns, which is obvious to most onlookers. Area 4. The pig pens are empty other than an axe beak, which makes little sense because they are large and have really strong legs. So the enclosure must either be really, really strong, or you give this axe beak a broken leg, so it can't even stand. Or perhaps go with a supply crate it's been eaten out of stuck on its head. This bird can squawk loudly to bring backup. 5 more adult axe beak. They are flightless, but I've seen them used as mounts if you can train and saddle them. Area 5. If they check the toilet holes covered by reed huts, then they'll see a man down there who either starved to death or suffocated in poop. It depends on your table's humour and values, I suppose. Area 6, the shrine is 80 foot high, and guides or locals can recount a story they heard in their youth. Short answer is, if they form a piggyback combination, the traps don't set off. Carrying someone will mean that person will make an athletics check of 15 now and again to keep that person on their back. If the person being carried is smaller than the carrier, that's a roll made with advantage. A. As mud and jungle detritus blow into the entrance, a pit trap will open if a carrying duo isn't present on the tiles. It will cause an acrobatics check for the duo to catch onto the ledge before falling in, and the same advantage to that roll is allowed if the person being carried is smaller. Falling in results in 1d6 bludgeoning and then 2d8 piercing. Have them come out as single PCs and wait for them to immediately double up again. B. Cobwebs hide the blades that swing here. It's a dex save or 4d8 slashing. Twice there's one ahead and they go off independently. C is a 7-foot climb to reach a thin ledge around a tiled floor, 4x4 grid. Ahead lies a second 7-foot wall, which has a ledge, a platform up to a door, which you can see the top part of. That door is also made up of 16 squares. So one's flat, then a ledge, then another platform, then a door representing this. The first row of squares at the bottom of that door can't be seen from the lower ledge, where they stand in front of the first 4 squares. But one of them does glow, showing the right one. If they don't step on the right one, they get fire damage. It's 4d10 fire damage, not if they are duos carrying one another. As they ascend closer, they can see less and less of the door giving the actual answer. So let's imagine this is the pattern, the duo's down here, they don't know which one to stand on, even though it's indicated here. They look up on that first row, they can't see the answer. They move forward, they can't see the answer again, but piggyback gets round it. 6D, now, to open this top door, they have to press the same combination as they stood on below. And they have to do it at the same time, which is 4 buttons pressed at once. 2 from the top guy, 2 from the bottom guy. If you fail in any way, you trigger a thunder wave, which could, on a failed save, blast you off here, taking that damage, falling on the pressure plates below, taking the fire damage again. Because you're on your back, you're not stood up as a man carrying somebody else anymore. E. This bone-covered room has a central pillar of 39 steps, kind of like a spiral staircase with no outer wall. It will demand the duo make a DC 10 acrobatics check for every step. Each step is 1 foot higher than the last. Now there are plenty of carvings on the walls to show a crocodile being carried by a man if they haven't got the message yet. A carrying duo won't set the trap steps off, fine. But the trap steps are 3, 7, 10 and 23. You could use your D&D grid just in a straight line to keep track of what's where. But these trapped steps deal 5d8 lightning damage on a failed dex save of 13. At the summit of the staircase is a jug. It's an alchemy jug. They can only pick up this jug safely if they are still in a duo. Otherwise, the roof bricks will start to fall for 3 consecutive rounds, doing 3d6 bludgeoning every time. With this jug, you can dispense different substances by naming the liquid you want to pour out of it. That's pretty clever. Axe Beak, AC 11, hit points 19, speed of 50 feet. It's large, I should have said. +4 with its beak for 6 slashing damage. That is all.